I'm having technical. I can't hear you. Okay, your name is Camille.
Yes, my name is Camille. My agent ID number is 5512, and I was asking for your first and last name, please.
Okay, what did I call?
Are you asking what did you call?
Yes.
So this is statewide intake. Are you here to report the abuse or neglect of a child or elderly adult?
I am.
Or disabled adult?
Yes, a child.
Your name is Rochelle?
It's Kiana. Kiana.
Barely hear you.
Kiana, Keyana.
And last name?
Is Clark. Clark.
Okay. And so which one is it? Were you calling in reference to a child or a disabled adult or an elderly person?
A child.
A child. Do you know them professionally or personally?
It's my child.
It's your child, so you're the parent, correct?
Right.
Okay. May I have your address, please?
Yes. It's Michaela.
Questions about special needs, 2 questions about COVID, and then we can address the reason for your call today.
Okay.
Does anyone mention having any special needs, medical conditions, or disabilities?
I think both Michael and her do.
Okay, what are they?
Michael had a heart attack, and he's on Social Security for some reason. I don't exactly know why. And also Denise. I don't exactly know the details.
Okay, so we don't know exactly what her medical conditions are there right now.
Right.
Okay. With Dad, is he able to complete his activities of daily living? Can he cook, clean, bathe, toilet, groom himself, or he needs assistance?
I'm not quite sure, but he did need assistance in the past. I'm not sure what's going on now with that situation.
Okay. What about...
She's on a walker, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on in the house. I don't have a lot of access to know.
Okay, one moment.
Yes, there is multiple parties hindering a child custody agreement. First, the party, Denise, has a history of abuse that I reported September 24th of 2011, and virtually nothing happened. The report came up missing. I reported it again in around March of 2018. Something happened in February, and I reported it to CPS and other agencies. It was ignored again. I reported it to James Hastings. There is a lot of people conspiring and slander to sabotage my rights as a parent and been covering for my daughter's child abuse. Authority figures, police, CPS, James Hastings of Hillsborough, Texas, made false statements to sabotage my rights as a parent. I reported it to CPS. It was ignored. It's easily provable. I handwritten letters that he lied and said I said things in the letters that I didn't. So my handwritten letters from jail, when I was in jail on false charges, will establish that he made false statements to conspire to take my child custody rights away. CPS ignored it. It did not do an investigation. So fast forward to current.
So I'm trying my best to type everything you're saying. You're just going extremely too fast for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. One moment. So let me go back because I want to make sure I'm getting this. Because it seems like you're giving me a backstory and then you're going to tell me about new allegations. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. So you said September 2011,
right.
There was abuse reported, and that report was missing, and then something happened in March of 2018 or April 2018. Sorry.
Well, I had the false.
That was reported in February.
It happened in February. My daughter reported it in February, and the stepmom did not want to discuss it, so I wouldn't let her go back over there. She said the stepmom did it, sat on her hands and feet, and whipped her, and she couldn't breathe with the metal part of the belt.
1 second.
Okay.
Did she have any bruising?
No. Not at that time. She did September 24th, 2011. And the picture, police took pictures of it. In some kind of way, it got flipped over on me, and I was the one that made the report.
Okay. So, so which one? So you made the report in September of 2011, correct?
Right, and then I made one around March, April of 2018 to a CPS worker,
Okay.
James Hastings.
In February, where she sat on her hands and feet to the point where she couldn't breathe.
Right, and whipped her with the metal part of the belt. Yes.
Who reported that? Was it you or someone else?
My daughter reported that to me.
Okay, so this is something that you have not reported. So let's go back a little bit.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. I did report that.
No. So in February, you said that your daughter reported it to CPS?
No, my daughter reported it. My daughter reported it to me.
Oh, okay. And then you called it in to us. Is that correct?
I spoke with James Hastings in person because a lot of chaos was going on. See, what is going on? Okay, what's going on? There's multiple parties. Conspiracy to violate my rights. There's multiple parties committing crimes to hinder my rights as a parent. James Hastings from CPS in Hillsboro, Texas.
Okay.
I reported it to him.
He's a CPS caseworker? Or?
Yes, he is.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So a lot of slander has went on to violate my parental rights. So James Hastings made false statements in an administrative review with Regina Harris of Waco. It can be easily proven. All they need to do is pull my handwritten letters. He stated I made multiple statements and said multiple things in the letters, which I did not. There was about 30-something lies in the administrative review. And it can be proven.
Okay.
All they would have to do is pull my letters.
Okay.
It hasn't been done. Okay, so fast forward, the police have been covering for James Hastings and the stepmother. They have me on supervised visits out of corruption. I cannot see my daughter. I'm on supervised visits. Family FLP is crooked and will not give me access to the supervised visits. I tried to report the incidents to the court 2 times. They would not even let me go to my own court date. Now a judge has taken my child custody rights away that I've never met, and we can't find her. Her name's Mary Murphy. No one knows where she is. So fast forward. Mary Murphy, yes, took my child custody rights away. I tried to report it, get in contact with her, because it's on false allegations that can be easily proven, but the court would not investigate. They wouldn't give me an attorney. James Hastings didn't follow proper procedure with taking my child custody rights. A lot of rights were violated in the process of taking my rights away. When he incriminated himself, he pulled out like he disappeared and was not there.
Okay.
So let me look at the date. My daughter called. Okay, before that, I saw the stepmom allowed me to see my daughter. It was in October. I had took her over some school supplies, items for school. Because she said she didn't get anything for school, anything new for school. So I took her over some clothes. They let me do that, and I saw her. When I took over the clothes, she had a meltdown when it was time for me to leave. The stepmom scolded her for having the meltdown, knowing that I hadn't seen her in all that time. Then told her she was going to hand her over to CPS, basically putting her out. I called the police panicking because she showed love and compassion for signs that she missed her mom. And what did stepmom do? Threaten to put her out and give her away to CPS. Police come, don't want to take the report and try to cover for it. Okay. Sorry. You're getting lower and lower and lower consistently. Weird things go on with my phone. Okay.
So she, when you went over there in October, you gave to give her clothes. She had a meltdown with her coffee. Then you said something else about stepmom got upset with her, and then what was after that? You said something about, was it stepmom who said that she was going to send the child to CPS, or?
Yes, she said she was going to give her to CPS, and then I can fight and get my child custody rights that way. So many incredible things happen with my phone. You people wouldn't believe it. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, one moment. Yeah, it's incredible. Okay, so then I tried to report it to the police because I was panicked. My daughter showed me love and compassion and had a meltdown because she missed me and gets punished by the stepmom, telling her she's going to give her away. Police come, cover for it, antagonize me, and don't want to report it to CPS and cover for the crime. All the crimes. Stepmom also went to the court, made false statements to get my scheme with CPS to get my child custody rights taken. It can be proven. It can be proven. It's not up for debate. All one would have to do is an investigation and can prove all of this.
Okay.
You just get lower and lower. It's incredible.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you just have to speak up. You're really low.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is as loud as I can go. I'm so sorry. Has something happened recently that with the child?
Yes.
Stepmom to dad?
Yes. She also reported on, let me get the date. Okay. It was April 19th
Okay.
that someone had hit her. And what happens when she reports things, it's like she's coerced into changing the story. Because then at one point they had told me that she said she was going to give her away to CPS. I have text to that. Both her and my daughter said, get your rights back. My daughter wanted me to get my rights back, as well as stepmom. I told them I have been trying for years, but it's hard with all the corruption and conspirators in the crime of hindering my child custody rights. So then, after the police got involved, it changed. They just wanted to forget about it and not talk about it along with the police department. So then she says she has got hit for something that she didn't do. So she didn't really want to talk to me about it. I panicked because and called the police and showed them the text because she didn't really want to talk about it. Then she gave me vague text, not wanting to really communicate, and then said somebody hit her with a backpack that really didn't make sense. But here's the thing. When I reported it to the police the first time, they wouldn't take the report. That was the second, multiple times police sabotage reports of child abuse and the hindered child custody rights. So they refused to do an investigation on what happened when she got hit. And they cover for all the hindering child custody rights crimes.
Okay, real quick.
And the child abuse.
On the 19th, when she said that someone hit her, did she say who that person was?
At first, she didn't say it when I called the police. Then she told me an unidentified person hit her with a backpack at school, but wouldn't go into detail. So I wanted to figure out the truth. If she was covering for stepmom, who really hit her, who would really hit her. But the police refused an investigation to figure it out.
What picture did she show you?
Can you talk up louder?
What picture did she show you? Did she show you a picture?
No, a text message.
Oh, the text message.
Yeah, when you spoke up, I could hear you better.
Did she show you any?
Can you speak up?
I'm so sorry. This is a lot of I can go. I'm so sorry we have a connection issue.
It wasn't. It just keeps getting lower and lower. This has happened before
Okay.
on other calls.
Okay. Is it better?
Oh, if you just speak up, it'll help.
Okay, so I just wanted to know if did you have any bruising, like where was she?
I don't see her because of the child custody rights getting violated. I'm set up for supervised visit at Family FLP Multiple parties are scheming to sabotage my rights as a parent. So Family FLP will not give me the supervised visits. They won't call me back. Police won't investigate. Period.
Did Michaela tell you where she was hit?
She said in the eye. Something in about the eye because she cried and was sent home because she said that she was afraid that she would go blind or something. It was vague. She's really not allowed to talk to me and tell me her experiences.
Okay. Did you haven't heard from her since the 19th of last month?
Not really, just vaguely. No. Once she reports abuse, they minimize text. We don't talk. We don't hardly communicate. So once she exposes the abuse, or once I expose the abuse and corruption, I get punished from them, and they minimize contact. It's a pattern.
When was the last time you saw her?
Oh, it's been around probably October of 2021 when I was dropping. I'm not sure. When I drop off things to her, and sometimes by chance I see her. So I dropped something off in April. I dropped her off gifts, and I may have seen her in April dropping off a gift, vaguely. When I can, they allow me to drop off things, and then I'll see her giving her something, briefly.
Okay. Okay. So that's the most recent. There's no other concerns about her getting physically abused or emotionally abused.
Well, I think that the police department conspiring in multiple parties, James Hastings, and the government conspiring to child abuse and hindering a child custody right, will that fall as exploitation?
No. So what was in our jurisdiction, we don't have any jurisdiction over local law enforcement. I don't have any access to anyone, caseworker either. But what I can tell you is that I am going to send this along to the local CPS office for investigation, and I can provide you with a report ID number.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, it is like multiple parties are scheming to protect James Hastings, the police department, the court, all of those in those crimes. So you're telling me that CPS will not take a report because it's government agencies committing the crimes?
So I'm telling you, in my position as statewide intake, that this rises to a level of abuse or neglect, and then I'm sending it to the local CPS office for recommendation of investigation.
Okay, so I want to make sure that there's an understanding that there's multiple parties contributing to the abuse. James Hastings made the false statement for profit to keep her away from her mom, conspired in the child abuse by covering for it. Multiple police officers, the courts, police. And I tried to make multiple reports to CPS. They will not give me updates on the reports and threaten the police for me trying to report child abuse. I was arrested at Texas Rangers August 1st, 2019, for trying to report my abuse and my daughter's abuse.
So what all I have control of is basically the reports of a child. That's all I have. That's all I can do.
Well, here's the thing: what I'm concerned about, because I've made multiple I've made multiple reports to CPS, which has been getting ignored for years. So what I'm concerned about is the government being enlisted for the child abuse too, covering for it and committing crimes. So will that be investigated?
I don't know if once it goes to the local office, what is going to be investigated at that point. I'm not a CPS investigator. Only thing we do here is listen to the concerns, see if it rises to the level of abuse or neglect of the Department of Family Protective Services only, and then we'll send it over to the local office so they can do their investigation.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm really confused about. Okay, so a state worker lies and slander, and there's proof. Police cover for child abuse. Arrest the arrest the parent in front of the child. Scheme with CPS. Court scheme. The judge Mary Murphy that people can't find. Police won't investigate her getting hit, and stepmom giving her away to CPS. And you mean to tell me you're not sure if that ranges under child abuse that you can investigate?
So I'm sending this along to the local, like before already for it rises to the level of neglect. I'm sending it over to the local office for you so that they can. I'm recommending for them to do an investigation. Once it goes into their hands, it's up to them how they complete that investigation. I do not know exactly what the steps are. They have jurisdiction of. All I think I know is that it does rise to the level that I send it over to the local office.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how this situation works because I make multiple reports on my phone, and it's unbelievable all these people I call on my phone and the mistreatment I had before I started keeping record of these calls. Something was suspicious about all the calls I was making because I called these people all over and they were covering for the crimes that happened to me, including CPS over 20 times. So now CPS is very minimal on the information they'll give me. They won't do a report. Then when I go in person, because I'm not sure if these calls are authentic, then they threaten the police for cover up and have lost multiple reports. They always are calm, and they're not bothered by police conspiring to helping with child abuse and conspiring to hinder a child custody agreement, which is a felony. It never surprises them. It's like they already they're aware of things like that going on, and it's no big deal.
That's beyond my scope. I wouldn't be able to tell you. But what I can do is offer you, if you have like a question or complaint about a specific case, you can contact the office journal up there. Have you done that already?
Okay. So this, I mean, I have no clue how this is happening, but if the reason why police would not let me report my phone issues is because they're doing something criminal with my calls, while I make these reports begging for my life and then they come intervene, and why CPS would cover for child abuse and aid in it. So I'm only doing this to get enough evidence. I've made multiple, it's over 20 reports now. There's something suspicious. I don't understand why the the intake people would hear this chaos going on and it never surprises them. They're like, oh, okay, that's no big deal. That's not even anything we really investigate. Social workers lying, police contributing to child abuse. That's emotional abuse to violate a child's mom in front of them. Our police department on slander and then lie and scheme so that child can't be a part of her mom's life.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, unfortunately, that's everything that you're saying right now is beyond my scope. Only thing I can do is send this along to the local office for you, and then I can provide you with the phone number for the complaint of office, internal affairs. Would you like that number?
I've already called and my call wasn't returned, but
Okay.
you can give me that number again.
Okay. Yes, it's 1-800-720-7777.
Okay. So when there's government parties involved in the government committing crimes and contributing to child abuse, is that investigated?
I do not know. Like I stated
You
before,
don't know.
I don't. I do not know, ma'am. I can
Okay,
send
hold
you.
on. Let me make sure I understand.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Take your
I
time.
have called Child Protective Services and I'm asking you if it's investigated when police, caseworkers, and agencies commit crimes against children, and you don't know?
Exactly. All I do is all I do is sorry, just review the information that you provide, and then I make necessary assessments to see if it falls under abuse and neglect. I've already mentioned previously that I'd like to come on to the local office to be investigated.
Yeah, ma'am. It's probably well over 20 something reports, and
Ma'am, I'm sorry. I wasn't done.
I'm
Everything
sorry.
that you have told me today will be placed in the narrative that we speak about, and it's going to be sent and reviewed over by a caseworker.
Okay, so it's well over 20 something reports that multiple of the reports have been missing with CPS. And so the CPS is also conspired in the abuse and covering for child abuse, which is a crime. These are criminal offenses. These are not, I don't understand why CPS is refusing to report crimes. This is a state jail felony to make false statements to CPS. And then you're telling me you don't know if it'll get investigated. It hasn't been. These are criminal offenses. You don't make false statements to CPS. That's a crime. Hindering a child custody agreement is a felony, no matter who does it. So my confusion is, why would CPS aid in this criminal activity? Why are multiple parties I'm calling with my phone covering for crimes, acting like it's nothing? It is a Class A misdemeanor. I'm not sure why you're interrupting me, ma'am, and I'm telling you that these are crimes.
Because you keep repeating the same thing over and over again, and at this point, there's something more than I can do this. I'm going to provide you with the report ID number. Whenever you're ready, please keep this down.
What's the report ID number?
It is 7630.
Hold on one moment. Okay, 763. I'm sorry.
Yes, 7630-1613.
Okay, so basic 7630-1613.
Yes, my name is Camille, and that's spelled A-M-as-in-Mary-I-L-L-E.
Okay, so what I was trying to communicate with you is that I've made multiple reports on the line, over almost probably over 30 by now. And something suspicious is going on while these people are rude. And I'm telling these incredible events and how these are crimes that CPS don't know if they're going to investigate. Hearing suspected abuse is a Class A misdemeanor. I'm not sure if it's a misdemeanor or a felony. That's a criminal offense.
I don't know.
I'm reporting it. I'm letting you know it's a crime. So I'm kind of bothered why CPS would commit crimes and cover for the child abuse.
Yeah, and that would be
for years.
Office of Internal Affairs.
Well, I just want to make sure it doesn't go on today, because I'm reporting child abuse today, and you were kind of rude and wanting to disconnect, saying that I'm repeating the same thing over and over because you informed me that you don't know if it'll be investigated, and I'm reporting crimes. But it hasn't been.
Well, we don't do crime here. That would be local law enforcement.
Well, if CPS refuses to investigate hindering a child custody agreement and their state worker committing crimes to hinder my child custody rights, which is easily provable, police department covering for child abuse, which is a crime, multiple times, and the state worker covering for the child abuse, which is a crime as well, and the Mary Murphy, whoever that is that we can't find, committing a crime too, family FLP that won't give me the supervised visits that were obtained out of corruption. That's a crime too, hindering the child custody agreement. The court set up supervised visits and they will not adhere to them. They will not call me back. I went in person and they wouldn't answer the door. So if someone has hacked into my phone and having me call counterfeits that cover for the crimes that happened to me, that's pretty sadistic and sick. But I can't fathom why I call all these CPS workers and it never gets investigated. And it keeps going to Austin without me having never an investigator, not one has ever called me with all this chaos going on. A lot of times they're rude, have hung up, denied investigation up front. So there's something suspicious why the police thought it was so vital to interrupt me making the report to AT&T regarding my phone. Something happened to where they will not investigate what is going on with my phone. I do not believe that all these people are covering for the crimes that happened to me. Something suspicious is going on with my phone even today. Okay, ma'am. So you've given me the number 763-1613. You're not sure if the police will, if the CPS will investigate the police covering for crimes, Mary Murphy or James Hastings and his supervisor, Regina Harris. That's criminal offenses to cover up for child abuse, and you're not sure if CPS will investigate that.
Right, that's correct. I don't know. I don't work with CPS, right?
Okay, ma'am. They haven't been, which is a crime. Covering up for child abuse, I'm not sure if it's a Class A misdemeanor or a felony. It's a crime, and it's especially sick if CPS is committing it. Okay, thank you.